quite often if I don't forget, and so I will ask your questions. Okay, very well. So my portfolio is a tool of the Council of Europe. Before all, you will have not only to create your account on this website, but also to register. For this registration part, you will have several questions to answer. Gender, identity, age, country of residence, or geographical area. The status of your status in your organization, but also the category of your organization. You can also describe a little bit the young people you work with, the title of your post. If you have followed any trainings and you want to write that down, you can do it directly during the registration. Then, congratulations, you are officially a member of this website. So I will explain to you generally how it works, but I will not go too much into the details of each category because it would be quite first of all difficult to describe as precisely as they do, but really shortly. And also it will take quite a lot of time, and I'm not sure it will be really fascinating to listen to this during half an hour. So when you have created your portfolio, you will arrive on this page. Hopefully you can see it well. Well, you have two categories: self-assessment here and learning and development plan. First of all, self-assessment. You have a link to the forum over there. You click on it and you will arrive on this page. You have 8 categories and quite a lot of subcategories you can fill. So the 8 categories are basically about your work, your skills, and youth work, of course. So, for example, address the needs and aspirations of young people, provide learning opportunities, or actively actively practice evaluation to improve the quality of youth work conduct. Blah, blah, blah. So it's quite long. So for each one, as you can see, you have this subcategories with more precise information. For example, with support and empower young people in making sense of the society they live in and in engaging with it. You will have assist young people to identify and take responsibility, blah blah, support young people to identify goals, develop strategy, etc. So it's more precise each time. For each subcategory, when you click on it, you will first arrive on this kind of page. Here you will have the number of his competence. Then you will have a short description. So either the title, or if it's a long title, oh no, they put directly the. I thought they did a shortest. No, sorry. So you have the title again of this subcategory. And here you will have to choose how relevant is this competence to your youth work. Not at all, mostly not relevant, mostly relevant, highly relevant. Whatever your choice is, except if it's not relevant at all. Here you just have a why question. But for all the other choices, you will have the same questions. And it will be the case for each subcategories of each categories. So I will not go too much into detail. You will have the reason why it is not relevant, or it is really relevant for your work. How competent do you consider yourself? So from not competent at all to highly competent. Then you will have to describe your competence if you wish to do so and to give examples. And at the end, the last one each time will be about how you would like to see this competence improved. And again, no, not again. And you will have for each box text a number of characters left. So 2000, you can write quite a lot. Try to be relevant. And I think that giving good examples can be can give a good image of you, like a clear image of your competences. Then, if it happens that you are lost because, okay, demonstrate honestness in discussion, what does it mean exactly? And you don't know. Here, each time for each competence, you have a question mark. You just click on it, you arrive on a new page, and you will have a whole description of what does it mean exactly. It's quite a short one, it's pretty clear, and so it can be really helpful if you feel a little bit lost or you're not sure what they are really referring to. So this is for this part. As I said, I will not go too much into details. Note that you have all the social media and emails there. You can directly comment about your portfolio on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. And here, help self-assessment, you have a general page, help page about more generally this self-assessment form. So you won't find precise definition of each competence. You can just find this directly when you're clicking in the subcategories, but here you will find a more general explanation or what you can do on this page and some examples. But yeah, you can read it, would be useful. But I think that really the question mark here for each competence is really well done, and it may give you more information. Okay, so this is for self-assessment. The other part of your portfolio is the learning and development plan. So again, you fill the form and you will arrive on the orange page this time, but with exactly the same categories and the same subcategories for the same competences. The difference is you won't have the same, not questions, but yeah, let's say questions on the right part of your page. Here, the idea is to competence by competence create a plan of what you would like to see improve, what skills would you like to gain, and how much time do you give to yourself to do this, or before another self-assessment. So you will have again the same questions, same parts on the right side for each subcategory. So the first one will always be how you would like to improve your competences with examples. Second one will be the time. When do you want to check your learning progress again? And the last one is just to add some comment. Again, you have a number of characters left. Be careful here, it's only 400 and not 2000. I think it's a good way, actually, this portfolio. The question is more for me, as the network is not really big yet on this website, but like it has to start somewhere. But I think it's quite a good way, if you have time, to think about your work and to analyze what is missing, in what you are good, and to think again even further how you would like to improve. So it's a whole reflection about your work, about your perspectives, about the way you want to improve it. And the fact you have to put date and you have to put precise, concrete actions to improve the skills is quite I think a good way, a good start, good analysis. Yeah, let's say a good analysis. Here you won't have so let's go back to the development plan. You won't have the little question mark to describe the competence, but you have a link to self-assessment. So if you click on this, you will go directly to the same competence in self-assessment, and you will have, again, the question mark. So that's why it makes more sense to start first with self-assessment and then to plan. Also because, yeah, of course, it makes more sense. But yeah, also because you will have it, the different competencies will be clearer for you as you have already filled the self-assessment. And again, you will have a more general help here. So the help for the LDP. Basically it's the same, so read it. Of course it's useful, but I guess like most of the things you will have already noticed them, or you will have discovered them hopefully during this webinar, so I'm not sure it will be so useful, but still it's not long. Read it. I recommend you to read it. Okay, so actually this is pretty it. Yeah, of course, I guess it's pretty obvious, but you can directly navigate with previous and next from one subcategory to the other, or you can just click. And you're not obliged. You don't have to fill everything. But yeah, try to fill all the relevant things, all the things you are actually using. Okay, if we go back to my portfolio, here you have two useful links which allows you to print your forms, either self-assessment or learning and development plan in PDF. So you will have PDF version of everything, so it will be easier to have a look on it if you want to, or a printer friendly version. But yeah, if you don't need to print it, don't print it, but you can, for me it's above all a good way to have an overview of every categories and every competences without generating a PDF, let's say. Okay, so now we have seen the two main points of this portfolio, but I would like to present you a little bit the other menus you have around, so you can like surf more freely on the website and maybe discover useful things. So you can find published portfolio, or you are supposed to. So for the moment there is only one. The Council of Europe are waiting for us, I guess, to upload and to publish more portfolios. You can also find a user list. So during the registration, so first creation of the account, then registration, you can also choose if you want your information, and so which information do you want to make visible for the others. And if you make some information visible, you will appear in this list. So nearly 200 people, quite a lot, but can be better. Then here you have again the direct link to the help for self-assessment and help for LDP. So what we have seen before with the general overview of the part. And here you have also feedback on the tool, so you can directly write to the Council of Europe to give your feedback about this, and if you have any ideas how to improve it, or if you think some parts or everything is great, whatever, you can write it down there. Considering that you have also there contacts. So if you want to contact the Council of Europe, but you don't want to give necessarily feedback about the portfolio, but maybe something else about the portfolio, you can also directly write to the website administrators there. So it is the last columns of last menu of the top menus. Okay, then youth work essentials. So the idea of this part is it's just one page to describe what is youth work in a more theoretical way. It's one of the resources you will find on this website, and It is interesting. It is theory, but it is interesting, and it allows you again to maybe have a deeper analysis and a more theoretical approach of your work. So it can be interesting. What will you find? You will find like keywords and some description. You will find some stimulus, characteristics. Think box, you have two of them, and also methodological features, values, non-formal indicators. Are you or are you not? Youth policies. So it's not really long actually. You can read it quite quickly, and yeah, I think it can be useful if you're not really you have not a lot of information about the Council of Europe approach of education and of youth work. Then you have the youth work competence. It's quite the same. It's theoretical approach of your work. So you will have the physical triangle of the Council of Europe: knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values. You may have encountered these ideas with this concept during maybe Council of Europe trainings, because they like to present this. You will again have think box, and yeah, what does the competence, the category, yeah. So here you will have the 8 categories with all the subcategories, so the competence described. So it's the same text when you click on when you are on the portfolio self-assessment part of your portfolio, and so you are in the subcategories, and so you have this question mark because you don't know what they are referring to. You are arriving on the description, so of this concept, of this competence. Here is the same, absolutely the same text. The difference is that you will have everything on one page. So if you have some time and you're not sure, you can read this, and so you will have a more maybe clearer idea when you will fill your portfolio, and maybe you won't have to click on the question mark each time because you have already read all of this. So it's up to you, but it can be a good start. Ideas for using the portfolio. So this part I think is interesting as well, because what I was expecting when I clicked the first time on this menu was only ways to spread this, to share my portfolio, etc. No, the idea is to present ideas about how to use it, but not only for individuals. So you will have individual youth workers and leaders, but also for teams, organization, managers, trainers, policymakers. It's interesting. It's not long. Each time you have like 2 to 4, let's say, paragraphs. But for example, you have to train. You're naturally a youth worker. You know this, but yeah, you are quite good. But you have to organize a training for other youth workers. You're not sure about the activities you can organize. Here, it's like quick explanation on how you can use this portfolio to create your training. Again, you have created your individual portfolio, but you would like to create a team portfolio, but how to do this? And so here you will have general information on how you can, like tips. Let's say that there are tips on how to do this, how to use this portfolio for a whole organization, of a manager, for policymakers. Again, maybe you can make your policymakers aware of its existence if it's not the case, because for them it can be a way to have a better understanding of what is youth work, and so how to help people in this youth work if they are interested. Sorry. Also, the last part is about translations of the portfolio. Coming soon. So you have only in French and English for the moment, but I don't know. When I saw this, I thought that maybe if you have some time, always one of the problem, but they may be interested to be contacted if you have some skills in translation and you want to help them, maybe, or at least translate yours. So yeah, I think even if it's not ready yet, it's still interesting, this part. Okay, we're nearly done with this webinar actually. So you have a forum. For the moment, you have only one post, but yeah, feel free to maybe to write down things and to make it, like, spread it into your networks, and this website need to be feed. For the moment, it's not a lot, but if we do things, if we fill the portfolio and share it and write things on the forum, it will become a really lively place, and it can be a really interesting place. And the fact to have a forum available and not to have to create it to do exactly the same thing and encounter exactly the same problem of disinterest of people. So I think it can be interesting to use this if you need it, of course. Further information, so it's not really fascinating. Like, you have like references, who created this portfolio, who tested the last version, who participated for the last version, a glossary, acknowledgement. So yeah, and the contacts we've seen before. So I think that's it. You have all the keys, let's say informatics keys, to fill your portfolio. Now you just need time and quite a lot of reflection about your own work. I don't see any questions. I don't know if you do have some and you don't know how to write them, or if just everything is clear. So I hope that it's a second, that just everything is clear. So for me, I'm done. I hope it was interesting. I will let the software open for the, like, let's say up to, like, during the next 10 minutes. So maybe you can have a try. Maybe you will have questions. You can still okay, a question. Wait. Some people have problem to hear. Yes. It's a little bit late as I have finished. So do they have questions because they haven't heard well? Are there things they want to ask me, maybe? I hope they can hear me better if I speak more slowly and loudly. Yes, no? Can you say where people can use portfolio? Okay. For me, the thing is, if you, I don't know how is it in, I can hear it, where can people use this? Yeah. So I don't know if you know the Europa CV. I think it's quite the same. It depends of your countries. Now, if you want to work for the Council of Europe or for like big institutions, they may be interested. Maybe big organization, or if in your country it is common to have like big CVs and really detailed descriptions of your skills, you can use it like nearly for everything. If you want to apply for an association, if you want to apply for an organizations. But for me in France, people don't do this. You have to do a CV or like presentation, everything, like cover letter, 1 page. So for me, the portfolio of the Council of Europe is not useful, except if I want to apply to countries where it is common to have big detailed description of your skills. Maybe, for example, if you want to work in the USA, or I think in Germany they really like this a lot when it's really detailed. So for Serbia, I don't know, because it's you know your country and you know if it's common to do this. But to apply to a job, yeah, in France it won't be useful. That's why I presented, like, for me it's more about more for myself, like for having a reflection about youth work, about what skills are missing and how I can improve it, and what I can, like, in which competences do I have already. That's why I present it this way. But in some countries you can actually print the PDF and give it if you want to apply for a job, but you have to be aware of the habits of the country. I hope it was clear. Do you have any, like, was it clear, or do you want me to explain another time in another way? And do you have any more questions? Any other questions, sorry? Yes, maybe. Okay, I let you time to think about it. I will just cut the microphone a little bit. If I see any other questions, I will just put it back and answer to you. Okay?